let's talk about the Ohmforce Bohm. So today I wanted to talk about the Bohm because this module, apart from all the hype that it's built online, has, to me, in my opinion, definitely lived up to that hype and more. And I know that there are already a ton of videos out there explaining the features, the menus, the models, and all of that stuff, and we will touch a bit on that. But this video isn't about repeating what everyone else has already said. This is about a little story in my personal experience with the Bohm. This is about the night and day difference that I felt on the actual dance floor when I switched from kick samples from the Digitact to the Bohm. And for me, the improvement definitely wasn't subtle. It wasn't just a producer-only change. It was real, physical, full-body impact that samples just unfortunately were not giving me. So if you don't already know, the Bohm is a Euro rack kick synth. It's a digital engine with 9 different kick models, a built-in randomizer, and controls that are basically all sweet spots. Now, the main module here is the actual Bohm kick, and I have the 2 expanders that you can get with it, which is the Performer and the Groove, and we'll go into a little bit of detail into these expanders and why I think, in my opinion, they are totally worth it. My issue with samples, or at least the samples that I was using, they didn't interact with a big sound system in the same way. With the Bohm, every hit has this alive, expressive movement to it. It's subtle in the studio, but very obvious when you hear it on a big PA speaker system. And here's the part that nobody talks about. A kick sample that sounds amazing in your headphones or in a perfectly controlled, sterile environment like your studio can become flat, mushy, or completely swallowed on a big PA system. Now, when I switched to the Bohm, my low end didn't just get louder, it got clearer. It punched through the mix without me having to fight sidechain compression or redesign the whole track, which was one of my biggest gripes with working with just drums straight out of the Digitact for a live set. Now, the whole inspiration behind this video is because this genuinely happened to me. During one of my last live sets, I asked a DJ buddy of mine what he thought, and one of the negative feedbacks was that the kicks weren't cutting through the mix, that the samples that I chose just weren't doing it on this PA system that I was playing on. And funny enough, I actually had the Bohm in my possession at the time of this live set, but I had gotten it 2 weeks before the set. I was already in a certain type of workflow and I didn't want to change anything prior to that. So I stuck with the samples on the Digitact, and while they definitely sounded amazing in the studio, once I got onto that big PA system at this gig, it just definitely wasn't cutting it. Then fast forward to my next live set at 3-Wave Music, and the difference was instantly noticeable. People reacted to it. The room had this chest hit weight that wasn't there before. And speaking to people there, they had asked me what had changed, or they came to check out the rack and they were very pleasantly surprised that it was the Bohm that was providing the kicks. So all that to say that this isn't just a kick module, it's a dance floor weapon. So let me quickly dive into the Bohm. As I said before, this is your main module, and these expanders to the left and right, the Performer and the Groove, are optional, but I think that they really complete the system. And if you're speaking in terms of what these modules give you, you're gonna need a lot more if you were to separate each and every function of each module. I mean, I believe this is 34 HP. If you were going to have the sidechain, the effects, the rumble module, everything here, and you were going to do it separately, I mean, it would probably take up way more than 34 HP. So I think it's a really good bang for your buck real estate value in terms of rack space. So if we just hit play here, we can listen to this model. Lately, I've really been feeling the SP6 and the PX3 models. They sound amazing. I really like these. So there's a ton of different models here, and we're not going to go through each of them individually today, but you have a ton of options. And here are the different parameters on the main kick module. You have your attack, sustain, length, pitch, curve, and FX per model. the transient decay and the tone of the transient, and a color parameter. And the pitch envelope gives you that real drum machine punch instead of like a flat sample transient. And the transient and the body can be shaped independently, so you get clarity without doing these EQ gymnastics. The low end isn't just reproduced, it's generated, so it has that weight and definition. The modulation options keeps each hit slightly alive rather than robotic, and the drive tightens the harmonic content in a musical way rather than destroying your mix. And this effect parameter can be adjusted in the screen here. So I like to have like this soft, I believe, clipper, this soft limiter here, but you have tube, bass, hard, wavefold, bit crutch, and a decimator. I'm not sure how much you can see that on the screen, but that's what's there. I mean, I love getting absolutely bananas with this thing. And this is just the main kick module. This isn't even really touching upon the performer and the groove yet. So let's tame this back just a little bit. Let's tighten this kick up. And while I tighten this kick up, I believe we can start getting into the groove module, which to me is my favorite part about this expansion system. Because this is everything. This is the rumble module. So you have these individual taps, which are, initially I thought they were delays of the original kick, but I believe they're actually synthesized transients from the kick that you've designed in the main module here. And you can control the volume of each tap. So in a live setting, you can change up your rhythm, your groove, super quick, super easy. You know it's always gonna sound good. And then with the color knob, as soon as you bring this up, you start getting into some reverb, and then you can blend in the taps with the reverb. And then I believe you go into some white noise, right into just sub. And then you can use the effects knob here to then kind of filter it out. And this can also be a low pass, high pass, and a band pass, I believe. Low pass, high pass, band pass. Oh, and also distortion. So plenty of options for how you want to shape and design your kicks. So this right here, we have a very subby, punchy kick. You can adjust the length of this as well, and of course the pitch. I like to keep it nice and tight. And if this is the tap pattern that I want to go with, what I like to do is blend it in with the reverb or the noise, and then filter it out. And there you go. This is a kick that transports you to a warehouse in Brooklyn at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I mean, this thing just sounds incredible. I can't speak any more on just how good this thing sounds. And I'm sure others will agree. Now I want to speak about the performer super quick. Now this is basically just a side chaining module. And if you turn up the side chain, let me actually play another sound here. So I'm going to increase the decay here so you can hear clearly how much side chain we're working with. So this is fully pumping side chain right here. And this is no side chain. can design how much sidechain pumping effect you want. And in my mix here, everything goes through the Bohm. So all my modules, all my voices, the Digitact, the DFAM, everything goes into the mixer. The mixer then goes into the Bohm, and then the Bohm just goes into the Oxymeta for performance effects. And then that goes out into the monitor module and then out to the house. Now, taken together, these features aren't just about sound design to me. They're about how your kick behaves in an actual room full of people and how it sits in a mix without constant correction. And this is huge for me because everything that I do, everything that I design in this live setup is meant for live performance. It's meant to be played in front of people on big PA systems. So now let's touch upon who this module is really for. I think it's perfect if you play out live. If you release club-focused music, techno, tech house, house music, if you want to kick that cuts through a mix without constant tweaking, it's also great if you're tired of scrolling through endless kick samples. Now, who is this module not for? I would say that if you're making kind of obviously like ambient, or even if you're making like deep house, Afro house, like more chiller styles of dance music, I don't think that you're gonna need all of this. I think it might be a little bit overkill, even if you're just producing at home on headphones, and if your workflow is entirely sample-based and you like to just work with samples, that's completely okay. I don't think you're gonna need something like this. But for me, like I said, live performance, designing kicks on the fly, having performance effects, and doing all these things on the fly in a live performance context, and for my workflow in the studio as well, it's absolutely perfect. And I just had to speak on how good this module is. This isn't sponsored in any way. It honestly just makes improvised techno super fun for me. So I think what we can do now is just kind of jam out a little bit. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting the channel by hitting like, subscribing. There's going to be plenty more videos on techno and Eurorack and live performance to come. And remember, keep patching, keep playing, keep pushing. I'll see you in the next one.